The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN Wednesday morning, day before Thanksgiving, and we got markets right where we've been all week, drifting to higher prices. We got the S&Ps up by 17 points, or about 0.25%, trading right at 6,800, 67.99. NASDAQ 100 up 0.4%, up 99 points at 25,183. The Dow, quite a day yesterday for the Dow, continuing positive, up by 0.2% or 101 points, 47,281. The Russell, barely in the red by 1.2 points right now. Bitcoin down $300, 87,035. Crude 57.88, down 7 pennies as crude continues to chop around in the 50s this week. Not bad, 57.87. Gold right now, little volatility on gold. We're up to 42.09. We're up by $6 on the session at 41.83. Silver, how's that? Up by 1.7%. Silver up 92 pennies. We just almost hit $53 on silver. You jump over to yields. Fed in focus. We get some jobs data this morning, and pretty decent jobs data. Lower price, higher yield after the trend had been the other way. You take a look at the daily. Higher price, lower yield. We hit almost 4% yesterday. And as of this morning, with just over 4%, we're sitting at 4.02. Okay, 4.02. We'll jump over the jobless claims in a moment. The dollar bouncing a bit from yesterday's low. There's your acceleration from this morning. Dollar from 99.67 to almost 100. 99.92. A little bit of dollar strength. And let's jump over the headlines. And that's the headline to kick it off. Jobless claims declined to the lowest level since mid-April. It's almost December. 216,000 is the number. Initial claims decreasing, 216,000. The market was looking for 225. Continuing claims, though, edging up. Now, continuing claims are 1 week delayed versus the initial. 1.96 million on a continuing basis. Yeah, the 4-week moving average going down to 223,000. And before adjusting for seasonal factors, initial claims increased by 25,000. So, seasonal factors. Nonetheless, that's the jobs data. Decent data. And we drift a little bit higher in terms of yield. But boy, you're talking about 4.02%. And right now, the odds of that December cut, 85.2% the market pricing in. Only about a 14.8% chance that the Fed does not cut at their December 10th meeting. All right. We jump around to some of the news stories. So we got a good program. We're going to talk some real estate today. All right, coming up after the first break, we'll talk some St. Pete real estate. I was saying, day before Thanksgiving, right? People are going to be doing a lot of traveling. My dad used to talk about it a lot, of course, and now I'm handling a lot of that. And it's amazing, folks, what just being around something you can learn, right? I was always around my dad. Now I have to make those decisions, and St. Pete's just on fire no matter what. But the same thing's true with the gold report. If you're trying to learn this gold market, going through each of the equities on a hard-term basis, on a weekly basis, I'm not even saying, check out the gold report, please, but the amount that I learned just from sitting down and on a weekly basis, going through each and every equity, creating a chart, writing a short paragraph on each equity, that alone, okay, the market that you learn. But we'll talk a little bit of real estate coming up. And, yeah, on top of that, let's talk a little bit of big picture. Dog food is in and luxuries are out. Well, as I was saying yesterday, if you are planning any purchases, folks, there's some good sales this week. And, I'm not the only one looking out here for anything. And guess what? This year, it's not TVs, though. Yeah, stock up on 3 40-pound bags of kibble. Well, no matter what you're talking about, non-perishables, I talk about it all the time. when you're talking about non-perishables, Sam's is my favorite, right? There's no reason this day, Now I'm on a Sam's, Walmart, paper towel, toilet paper. I buy their brands, all right? That's how I don't even just buy the main brands. I buy their products in that, and I think that's where everything's going. And you're seeing it happen with some of the retail stocks. You jump over to Walmart, of course, quite a run yesterday as well. Walmart sitting at about 107. We check in on the Magnificent Seven. Look at NVIDIA. Can't hold NVIDIA down. NVIDIA's up $12 from where it was trading at yesterday. That's $300 billion in market cap. Whew. Jump over to Google. What's going on with Google? Some pushback on the idea that they're going to be taking all of NVIDIA's business. You talk about volatility, man. The battle to be the biggest market cap out there. Google shares, you're going to be down by about $4. And you're down by $4, but guess what? You're $12 off of where we were at about 3 a.m. this morning. Amazon shares in the green by a couple dollars. You jump over to Microsoft. Yeah, look at it. Microsoft accelerating higher. Google accelerating lower. Day before Thanksgiving, but we got a little bit of volatility. And then you jump over to Meta shares, slightly in the red by $4. Look at the divergence, right, among the Magnificent Seven. The winners, the losers. But this market just drifting higher. 6,800 and change right now. 150 points from all-time highs. You put this thing on a weekly. Okay, that was quite the pullback last week. It's quite the pullback with volume. Nothing's going to happen volume-wise this week, right? We got a full day of trading today, but that's going to be very late in the session. And then half a day in the market on Friday. We'll be closed at TFNN. I'm going to be in the Tiger's Den, but we're not going to have live programming. But always a great day in the Tiger's Den. Be eating some leftover, maybe a turkey sandwich with some fixins in there on Friday morning. But yeah, the market open half a day above volume. Going to be paltry at the best. You jump over to the NASDAQ 100, and yeah, that was some volume last week as well. Quite a bounce, but boy, we're going to get a bounce that's just going to look like nothing on this chart. Okay, you jump over the daily. We did, 4.2 million last week? What have we done so far this week? 1.1 million? 1.4 million? Something like that. You jump over to gold. Decent numbers the last 2 days when you look at what the market's been doing, right? You wouldn't know that we're in a holiday week. You compare the last 2 days on the S&P, right? The dramatic drop-off in volume, but there's some action in gold right now. We've had some action in the dollar. Yields are in focus. We have a December 10th meeting in focus. The odds swinging, and you have a bid in gold. Gold up another $4. A little bit of dollar strength coming into that this morning, but silver looks the strongest, man. Okay. Now, you got a red bar there, but that was a positive day yesterday. Look at the volume coming into silver. Whew. And today up another 1.6% right now. Check out some of these silver companies. First Majestic. Hecla up to 15 and change. EXK is another one. Endeavor. AEM, Agnico Eagle, McEwen. All right. These home building stocks, they got me going yesterday, folks. We're going to talk a little bit of real estate when we come back. And we got look at that move yesterday. The last couple of days, they are following yield. We got our man Teddy Kegstack coming up at 40 past the hour as well. We'll come back. We'll talk a little real estate. Stay tuned, folks.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Oh, forgive me. Thank you, Al. Didn't realize I was muted there. We take a look at Lennar to kick things off. Lennar, quite the pullback, right? You go from where we were in 2024, 193.80 to 99 bucks. You know, whether it was tariff volatility, right? Cost of input, yield still higher. Now let's take off some of these for some clarity here. Whoops, we don't want to do that. Let's remove that one. There we go. You know, just if this thing followed an A to B, C to D, now we're basically at the C point, okay? There's been nothing there. But the pullback was so substantial. You're talking about 233 just to replicate the move you had at a time when they were the only game in town, right? No one's building houses. Nobody's selling their house because they're locked into rates, and you would think home builders would have a problem. And no, from 2022 to 2024, Lennar triples in price. Now, you got this first acceleration when the market got ahead of itself, thinking that the Fed was on a faster path than they are. Now we're getting, and I think this is the one. Look at that volume, okay? That's the weekly. You check out the daily, okay? Look at the rise in the volume in the last 4 days. You get the floor last week. Yeah, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. We're coming into these highs. Jump over to DR Horton. Look at that 3-day volume spike. Okay, so extended at 184, quite the run. We've pulled back to the 618, and you're catching a bid on these home builders. Now, check this out, folks. Okay, we'll go over a little St. Pete real estate. So this is a zoning map of St. Petersburg, downtown, the city of St. Petersburg. Okay, if you're familiar with St. Petersburg, maybe you're familiar with this beautiful area of Beach Drive, which is this area here. Okay, you're talking about Vinoy Park. They have many great concerts in this area here. This is the beautiful water. You got the bridges. I'm just orientating you to where we are on the right. Here's St. Petersburg. Here's the bridges. Here's downtown Tampa. Here's South Tampa. MacDill Air Force Base, just a behemoth, drives a lot of economic activity in that South Tampa region. I got a duplex in South Tampa, and anytime I put it up, I always get servicemen and women that come take a look at it. And yeah, you get the Air Force right there, MacDill Air Force Base. So many beautiful parts. And then you got St. Pete Beach, okay? Different areas. Down St. Petersburg, downtown, St. Pete Beach, okay? Different areas you're dealing with. Different municipalities across the board. We're going to focus on St. Petersburg and some of the activity center, okay? The downtown corridor, okay? You take a look at downtown. Here's to orient where the Trop is. Here's the Trop right here, Tropicana Field. Okay, they finally got a roof on that, but that's going to get redone. The Rays are probably moving. They're going to put something amazing there, no matter what. And what I'm going to focus on is Central, okay? If you're looking at my chart on Tiger TV or in the YouTube Tigers Den, here is Central Ave right here. Okay, now Central Ave, like in any city, is where all the businesses are, right? It's Central Ave. On the top of it, you have avenues north. So you have 1st Ave North, right? 2nd Ave North, 3rd, you go north. On the bottom of it, you go south. 1st Ave South, 2nd. And Central Ave, okay, this area that I have shaded here is called the Activity Center. And this is where St. Pete, you learn so much about city planning, right? And you can do a lot more with zoning and in terms of density, how many dwellings you can put per an acre, okay, on these certain areas. Now, the color-coded area here, right, you got, this one is CC, let's get it. I'm trying to get the pop-up correct. CCT2, okay, which is Corridor Commercial Traditional, in this light blue. Now, that's where you can do a lot. And to pull over what CCT2, you're talking about within the activity center, okay, you're pushing 60 units per an acre. And then you get to a little further, okay, and what's remarkable here is that, I mean, St. Pete's just blowing up, folks. I'll pull up some of the areas, and I know I'm biased, okay, just like my dad would be biased. But it is amazing, the building going out, and it's a beautiful city. It's right on the water. Tampa's an engine. A lot of beautiful areas in Tampa as well. But it's so cool to see how this gets built out. And the yellow here is just residential neighborhoods, okay? That's talking about, it's NT2, okay? NT2, neighborhood traditional. In the yellow here, that's your residential neighborhoods, right? You can see the plots. And what they do is they build out Central, okay? And then what they do is that they give you basically a merge gap where you can put many high rises, like 400 Central. If you've never seen 400 Central, look it up, folks. Beautiful, 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 huge apartment building, condo, much more near downtown, but right on Central, okay? And what's so cool here, you go into this, right, is that when you get into certain areas, some of the stuff that you can do, and this is, so I have one lot for sale right now, okay? And I have many lots, and we're still building, folks. If you're in the market for a house, okay, I have plans going up. Give me a call. Shoot me an email, Tommy@TFNN.com. Bestford with Tiger Real Estate as well. And so the lot that I have right now, okay, is right here, 2742. Okay, and this lot, this is on CRT1, okay, corridor residential traditional. But what's so cool about what they do, and I know I'm biased, believe me, okay, But what you can do is, now that one is CRT1, okay? And in CRT1, you pull over the zoning. Okay, CRT1, you got a residential density of 24. That's 24 units per an acre. Okay, so on this one lot alone, that breaks down to basically 3 dwelling units that you can put on this lot. Okay, and this lot right now is up for sale for $449,000. Now, single-family houses in this Palmetto Park area below, going for an easy $1.5 million right now. Okay, and you pull up, you're talking about a few of the houses in this area, in this Palmetto Park, which my dad built many of them. Okay, here's one available on 3rd Ave for $1.35 million right now, 2-story home. Okay, you jump around. This one right here, 2,500, 4th Ave South, $1.45 million. So what's amazing here is, right, that's what you can do in single families. Okay, and we're going to take a break. We'll finish it back up, because what's amazing about this lot in particular, okay, and this is the lot here, 2742 1st Ave South, all right, is that, and I'll go over, and this is, my own bias, but I'm telling you, in St. Pete anyway, folks, the whole market's even exploding still in certain areas. All right, folks, S&P's up by 23. We're coming right back.
As an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&P's up by 24, NASDAQ 100 up by 140, Dow up 111, and yeah, Day before Thanksgiving, and yes, it's a full day of trading today. We get off tomorrow, half day on Friday, markets open. We're not going to have live programming, but we'll be in the Tiger's Den, folks. If you're not in the Tiger's Den, jump in there. Always a great time during the holidays. You're at home, and you're in there chatting with traders, and especially when we got a half day. And that's, I think, one of the only days that we actually, markets open, and we're not technically open. And the only reason that the stock market's open is regulation-wise, they can't close the market 4 days in a row. And so what they do is they sneak in a half day there per regulation. They want price discovery. You start closing the market for 4 or 5 days in a row. Bad things happen over those 4 or 5 days, and you have to price in all that price discovery at once. That's not how markets operate, right? Not efficiently. And we got markets lifting higher this morning. Look at this. S&P's up by 29 right now, 6809. And yeah, with very few market participants, folks, in this market, you can even see exacerbated swings sometimes. And we're seeing one to the upside right now. We check in on some of the leaders. NVIDIA up by 2.4% right now. Google down by $1. Jump over to Microsoft. How about it? Up by 1.4%. Meta up by 0.2%. Amazon, they give back some of those gains. Amazon about to roll over to the red, up by 0.1%. All right, so talking to the housing for a second, because this is one of the most amazing parts I learned. Okay, so a couple things you have here. Okay, you have the residential density that you can put in these units. Okay, so I just showed you that on this map, the yellow here is NT2. That's basically your standard residential neighborhood. Okay, and let's say you have a lot that's about 50 by 110, okay? Because I think that's the lot that I have here. That's 2742 First Ave South, up for sale for $449,000. If you're in a regular residential neighborhood, okay, number one, you have the dwelling units. Now, when you have multi-property use, you can put 3 dwelling units on this. Doesn't mean that you have to put 3, okay? In my opinion, a real beautiful play here would be a duplex, a multi-story townhome with 2 units, okay, luxury, because, you know, the homes that I'm showing you here, right, 3rd Ave South, 4th Ave South, they're right here, these houses that are for sale for 1.4, 1.5 million. All right, it's a great part. This area of Central Ave is just happening. Many great restaurants, shops, gyms, workouts, coffee shops. It's, you know, an amazing area to hang out in. And so what happens is on the NT2s, this floor area ratio, okay, so check this out. If you're in the real estate market, if you're an investor, this is a really cool part of, you know, valuing the land you're on, of course, right? So let's say you're just dealing with a lot for, let's just say it's 5,000 square feet, okay? 5,000 square foot lot, maybe it's 50 by 100. The ones in St. Pete we're looking at, I think they're 50 by 110, so it's 5,500 square feet. So let's just go 5,500 square feet, okay? The floor area ratio there of 0.5, okay, or 0.4 here. Okay, we're talking about NT2. So what that means is that your floor area ratio, and this is of heated flooring, okay, and there's a bunch of exceptions here. You can get extra ones for different things that you do for zoning, okay, whether it's talking about workforce housing in certain areas. When you go into the floor area ratio, missing middle density bonus, depending on how you're creating and developing the land that you're on. But the simple part about this is, okay, so these houses that you're looking at here in the residential areas, right, in yellow, you got a floor area ratio here of 0.5 or 0.4, okay? Now it's 0.4, and 0.4 times your square foot of your lot, okay, which is 5,500 if we got a lot. That's 2,200 square feet, okay? What that means is you can build a home with 2,200 square feet. That's it. Now, there's exceptions, okay? In St. Pete, if you keep the garage under 500 square feet, sometimes that does not count against your floor area ratio. Accessory dwelling units, if they're separated from the main house and accessible from the alley, which they usually are, not included in the floor area ratio. So you could build a single family house with 2,200 square feet. You could build a 1-car garage in the back, and you could build an ADU that don't count. You can do a lot on those single family lots that are NT2, okay? And these lots right now, in this area of St. Petersburg. So again, we're looking at about 1st, 2nd Ave South, right? Palmetto Park is this area, okay, at about 23rd Street through 28th Street. Okay, those lots right now are going for about $390,000. Okay, and of course they are when you can sell a beautiful home for about $1.5 million. That's what's going on. Now, when you get into the areas of even CRT1, okay, which is what this light pink is, right? Those would be demolished probably, Duffy. $390. Yeah, and about a year ago, those lots were going for about $325 to $340, and maybe you're getting single-family houses that are like 890 square feet that you can knock down right now for about $375, and a single clear lot's pushing about $390. And those houses, you're pushing about $1.55 million. They're building 2-story large homes with a garage and possibly an ADU in the back. And I think if you were doing this, you would want to put in a pool from the get-go because it's Florida and that's what's flying. So the CRT1s, right? So that's NT2, okay? The CRT1s, here's your CRT1. Now, number one, you get a much higher residential density, okay? And again, on this lot that I'm looking at right here, which is on 1st Ave South, that has a residential density. This lot, that's 2742, so right here, okay? That lot has a dwelling, and it's what you would think of as a single-family lot in St. Petersburg, okay? That lot can allow 3 dwelling units, but here's the kicker. You got to go by the floor area ratio as well. Now, on the CRT 1, okay, your floor area ratio is 1. Okay, now you saw in the NT2s, your floor area ratio is 0.4. So on a 5,500 square foot lot, you were allowed 2,200 square footage. Now that could be 1,100 square feet on the first floor and 1,100 on the second floor. On these lots, you have a non-residential intensity of 1, which means that the lot is 5,500 square feet, and so you can create 5,500 square footage of livable space. Again, that does not include the garage, doesn't include ADUs. Now, you got to go through zoning, okay, and do your own due diligence here, because going through zoning in any city, okay, is a difficult task, and you have to abide by what the city wants, and you're going to run into some red tape occasionally, for sure. But what's so cool is, okay, in playing with this, so here's what the best use is of these types of lots, in my opinion. Now, this is 1st Ave South in particular, and you're merging from where the high city is in Central, the area. That's a beautiful duplex home. Now, these are all just literally created off internet pictures, folks, okay? Do your own due diligence, okay? This is not a plan that's signed and delivered by an architect, but these are the types of plans. St. Pete in general, and look at what the back would look like. This is the back. You get a 3-story, and each side could be 2,750 square feet. 2,750. You build a 3rd story with a little bit of a hangout area, rooftop, pools in the back with an ADU. I'm telling you, St. Pete, folks, it is on fire. And certain areas, the K-shaped economy, as they say, but pretty cool, right? You're talking about density, you're talking about floor area ratio and zoning. But St. Pete, man, the wind at our back in Florida, especially some of those areas. Tampa as well. Folks, we're coming back with our man Teddy Kegstat. Don't go away.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Markets in the green coming into Thanksgiving. S&Ps, we lift higher on the opening bell, up by about 0.5%. NASDAQ 100, up about 0.5% as well. And right now, folks, as we do each and every Wednesday at 40 past the hour, we're going to talk to our man, Teddy Kegstad. Folks, check out. Head on over to the front page of TFNN, right under that newsletter tab, the Tiger Forex Report by our man, Teddy Kegstad. You can check that out, $97 a month, folks. Comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And don't forget, under the Services tab, 2 great webinars. You get some time over the holidays, okay? Capitalizing on time with calendar stock option spreads and Japanese candlestick pattern stock and option strategies. Both of those $97. You sign up, folks. They're put on your members page. You can watch them as many times as you like, and they're always there available. Teddy Kegstad, good morning.
Good morning, Tommy.
How's Chicago, the Windy City, this lovely morning?
Well, we had a beautiful day yesterday. It was 55. Now it's like 32 or something like that with snow flurries.
All right.
So it's
hang
cold.
in there, man, right? I always think of that Windy City, man. You know, Boston cold temps, but boy, when Chicago gets that wind chill, they get it going in the wind. So what about this market? Are we hot? We cold? We got the dollar jumping around a little bit. The Fed is always in focus. Market trying to figure it out. But what are you looking at on this market, Teddy, as we come into some holiday trading?
Well, that's just it. It's a holiday trade right now. I'm not looking for anything to happen the next couple of days, and I'd be very, very careful if you're trading, especially the FX markets, because when they get thin, they get some really goofy moves, and you'll just get stopped out. You'll be cannon fodder. So I would really just stay away from it. We are heading into a Fed meeting, so I think that's really the main focus, and I think we're really going to start to basically just go drifting sideways into that meeting and see if we get that one last rate cut before the year is out. And then if we do, we know the expectations is next year that we'll still have lower rates. I think you'll probably see yields actually go up for a little bit after the next Fed meeting into the first quarter of the year, just slightly. I think it'll be a profit-taking move before we get the next, clarity on when we have who's going to be the next Fed chairman, and also what kind of expectations on rate cuts, which I can see in 2026 we'll probably have at least 1 full point over the course of, whatever time period. I can't give you that one right now, but I would say that between now and next year, you're going to have every bit of 1 to 1.25 point cuts altogether.
So if that happens, and I appreciate, I mean, that's as precise as a call as you can almost give us, and you can't tell me when exactly what meetings you're talking about, Teddy. No, and I agree that that's going to be the focus. And I saw the Treasury Secretary was out there saying that we might get that new Fed chair, I think, nominated by the end of the year. And of course, everything's fluid, but so maybe we get some vision. Do you see? So let's say they bring down the rates percent or around that area. Do you see that? I was just talking about real estate. I'm not sure you heard. I'm always looking at mortgage rates, of course. The 10-year is sitting at about 4%. Obviously, the 10-year is not the overnight lending rate. How do you look at where that may drive those yields? Do you see those numbers? Do you see the 10-year? Now, I'm talking about, going out next year, right? Because I agree. It's holiday, man. We're going to go eat some turkey tomorrow and take a break from the market. And I agree. So, if that happens, do you think that the 10-year is going to come down? Do you think mortgage rates will hit that, or do we have a problem on a longer-term perspective? How do you think of that one?
Oh, I think absolutely. I think you can see mortgage rates come back every bit of a full percentage point within the next year or so, year and a half.
Okay.
So I don't think you're going to see the bulk of that for at least in their 6 to 8 months.
Sure.
And the market's always lagging. But I would say by this time next year, you will definitely be feeling that impact. And I think you'll have a resurgence definitely in refis. Let alone also you're going to have a lot of new purchasing, because that's a big deal. Just a 1% change from where we're at right now. I mean, how much? That's a big deal. You know the real estate market and how
it's bananas how big it is. Yeah, right.
So I think that you could see, especially like I said, the second half of next year. As you head into third quarter, fourth quarter of next year, you'll start to see those numbers and see a boom when it comes to activity in the housing market, which will also drive, everything from new homes and, materials pricings and things like that. So I think you'll definitely have a lot of activity, especially in those sectors of stocks as well, come the second half of next year, maybe beginning in the second quarter of next year. I would be very careful playing it in the first quarter, because there's still a lot of muddled stuff that we have to get through, we'll see what happens if also this peace deal happens in Ukraine. We're going to have a stability where, militarily our expenses are going to go down and all kinds of other things for the country. So the economy could be in a much different shape, 1 year from now. If we just have a somewhat stable world for 12 months, who knows what could happen. Markets will definitely settle. We'll have definitely a retraction, a lot of deflation, which will also be very good for the economy, for the U.S. as well as the global economy.
What do you think about crude? 57.90 right now. A little volatility yesterday, but crude just continues to struggle, man. As lower prices, 57.90. I mean, we got lows in October out there of 55.96. So we are right there versus recent lows. What do you think about crude?
Yeah, crude, I think we could probably get down to, I would say, probably the 55 to 54 level over the next week or so. I wouldn't expect anything today or Friday, I would say definitely be more like next week. And definitely as we head into December, I think that we're going to see probably the market maybe even get down to $50 by Christmas time. So I think you're going to see lower gas prices as we trend from holiday to holiday, from Thanksgiving to Christmas. So, and I think I wouldn't worry about crude getting any major rally over the next month or so. I think if anything, any rally is a profit-taking move you want to get ready to, sell into. I would rather be looking to sell this market than to buy it.
And hey, who you got for the Bears at the Eagles on Friday?
Well,
they're both really, 8-3, really man. That's pretty awesome. I can't wait. I was looking at the games. I know I'm sure expectations tempered as I understand. But the Bears, good luck to those Bears.
Well, I never trade or bet
Teddy,
my heart.
I appreciate it so much, man. As always, I appreciate the education, the hard work, the great work you do in the Tiger Forex Report, man. And I wish you a happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I'll be thinking about you, man. And we'll talk to you next week, okay?
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family and the crew back there, too. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much, Teddy. We'll talk to you next week, man.
All right. You take care.
Take care. All right, folks. Check it out. The Tiger Forex Report. Teddy does such a great job every week out there. Updates. You get a webinar in there as well. And yeah, great time. If you're hanging out during the holidays, you got a little extra time. The market closed. Check out some of the webinars we got. Teddy's got 2 great ones in there as well. We have archive webinars in there from all of our hosts as well. And check that out. And again, when you order those webinars, they're on your members page forever, folks. It's not like you get it for 30 days. You don't get to watch it once. You get it. You get the archive. It's available on your members page. And some of these you're going to want to watch more than once. as well, and they're on there for as long as you like, so check that out. And yeah, look at that crude, right? We've been in a downtrend channel. This is just a daily. July 30th, August 1st, really? Lower lows, lower highs coming at you. You take a look at the weekly on crude. I mean, that's a tough one, right? You got the April low of 55.12. You get back down there in October. And we had some selling last week. 1.4 million contracts on crude. Nothing's getting in the way of this market right now, man. Higher prices coming at you. NASDAQ up by 0.7%. S&P's up by 0.6%. We'll come back, folks. We'll take a look at the heat map. What do we got going on? Let's check it out. The S&P's. Geez, a lot of red out there. Robinhood up by almost 8%. Oracle up by 5%. One more segment, folks. We're coming back. Stay tuned.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's up by 31 points, almost 0.5%. We just had a spike up to 68.24. We've backed off a bit, and yeah, we may get a little volatility, but at some point, everyone's going to try and beat that Thanksgiving traffic. And as I said, folks, be safe out there during the holidays, okay? It is the biggest drinking day of the year. Whether you're not drinking out there or you are, take an Uber if you are, and if you're not, be careful on the roads, because there's a lot of people out there, unfortunately they are. It's a big drinking night. Everyone's home for the holidays. And yeah, so be careful out there. Take an Uber, even though Ubers are a little expensive these days. We operate in a risk-reward world, and that reward, well worth paying for an Uber. If you're anywhere close, go have a few extra cocktails and take an Uber and enjoy the holidays. And just be conscious about it, folks. You know, I remember myself when I'm young out there especially, and that was a different time, 25 years ago. But you're home, you're seeing friends for the holidays, you're seeing family, you're celebrating. There's a lot of joy. Just be careful out there. Make sure you protect yourself, your family, your loved ones, and other people on the road as well. Worth saying. Just put it at the top of the mind. It happens. Take that Uber. Can't be easier these days than to take an Uber. All right. Markets in positive territory. We check in on the leaders. NVIDIA. A little bit of a give back on the open. Yeah. Just remarkable, the market capitalization this thing moves with. Up by 1% for NVIDIA right now. Google down by 0.3%. Microsoft to the upside, up by 1.3%. Walmart's been on fire. Catches another bid today, up by 0.8%. Target up by 1.8%. There you go. Kohl's with a big day yesterday, continuing the run, up by 4.5% right now. You jump over to TJX, talking about some retail coming into Thanksgiving, up by 0.4% right now. And yeah, how about yesterday? Abercrombie and Fitch as well, up by 2.3%. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Thanksgiving. All right, stay tuned. We got a man, Basil Chapman, coming up, folks. Have a great one. Have a safe one. And enjoy that holiday with your friends and family, folks. Thanks so much. And stay tuned. Basil Chapman's coming up next. Thanks, folks.